Hello, travelers. Welcome to the Copper Fox Inn, where we discuss Homebrew for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I am Thomas the Human Bard. I am joined by...
Mercy the Tiefling Wizard.
Bean the Rock Gnome Rogue.
And Onog the Half-Orc Barbarian.
And today, we are looking at a monster, a homebrew monster from D&D Beyond that's been brought to us.
This isn't a monster.
I'm sorry,
What are
a
you
creature.
talking about?
A creature
Oh.
stat block from
This
D&D
isn't
Beyond.
a monster. This
that
is
Bean
just
has
a
brought.
wonderful, nameless goose.
Tell us about this nameless goose, Bean the Rock Gnome Rogue.
It's just a wonderful, harmless goose. So this is from D&D Beyond, and it's been actually submitted a couple times. It's the same one each time. I'm looking at the one submitted by Laughing Elephant, although in the end, they credit to user Otaku-sama, which I think is a Reddit user. So
Yes.
I think this is originally from Reddit, but I found it on D&D Beyond. So, the Nameless Goose. I want to read some of the flavor at the end here. So, here's the description. Singular talks of a fiend that terrorized an entire village single-handedly began to spread in hushed tones. Those who say they have witnessed the creature themselves claimed that it had nothing but hatred in its eyes, wishing to plunder everything of value and to pillage everything else. Naturally, these rumors attract the attention and interest of bold adventurers and noble monster slayers who wish to save the townspeople and add to their list of accolades. Upon finding the town, they find a cowering and frightened populace, who can only muster hushed tones and quivering, pointing fingers in the direction of the path of destruction. Many adventurers underestimated the beast upon finding it standing upon a pile of pilfered sundry items, laughing at its diminutive stature. All those who underestimated it leave the village screaming in terror, later to be found spreading the tales in hushed tones. The tales of the nameless feathered abomination. The nameless goose.
Very good.
So, now I know it came out a bit like it's a little old hat for internet terms, but recently there was a video game released called Untitled Goose Game by House. And I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but I am actually very excited to play it.
Everything
now,
I've seen about it is fantastic, so...
yeah, essentially, you're just... My understanding is you are a goose, and you are just given weird missions like steal that man's wallet and throw it in the river. And
Just a
Basically,
pester innocent townfolk.
yeah, and essentially it's kind of a puzzle game. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but you are a goose. You know,
Kind of like Hitman, but you're a goose.
I have
Yeah.
a new theory. I have a new fan theory.
Okay.
I think that the Goose Game is super deep and that it takes place in hell, and you are the devil as a goose, and that's where British people go when they die. That's British hell. Is just
The
like
goose
British
is a small
countryside hell.
fiend.
Yeah, and
so
and you are the
in-
devil.
in this monster class, the goose is a small fiend.
Oh, geez,
Yeah.
this thing is challenge rating 7?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Did you not hear the description? Just because it's a diminutive goose doesn't mean you should underestimate its power.
I did love the description. It did use the phrase hushed tones so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. And I don't
It's
know if
okay.
that's on purpose or if that's like in the game a lot or something.
I don't
But
know.
I don't think the game has a lot of dialogue. I think
No,
you're
there's
just a
about
goose.
none in the game. But yeah, tell
Okay.
us about what this
The
goose
nameless goose.
has stat-wise.
And I like that it's called the Nameless Goose rather than like Untitled. It's on theme. I like it. So it's a small fiend, chaotic neutral, armor class 15, 78 hit
15.
points. Got a 25-foot ground speed, a 60-foot fly speed, and a 60-foot swim speed. So on
Dang.
par with gooses. It's got pretty good stats. Hella charisma, hella dexterity, hella constitution. It's got like just damage immunities. It cannot be psychically damaged.
What?
It cannot be charmed, frightened, grappled, or made prone. It has 60 feet of dark vision.
Of course.
It speaks abyssal, deep speech, infernal, and goose.
Now, there is not a
Is
comma.
it infernal goose?
I think
it
it's
might
infernal
speak
goose.
infernal goose.
I think it speaks Infernal Goose.
I think it speaks Abyssal Goose, Deep Speech Goose, and Infernal Goose. I think that's what's being implied here.
Fair
is that it speaks
So
Goose
even
for each of
even if
us.
it went to like the Underdark and was speaking deep speech, it would just to all the
Honk.
other people it would still sound like huh? Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
It's a challenge rating 7 at almost 3,000 XP. Innate spellcasting. The Nameless Goose's spellcasting ability is Charisma. The Nameless Goose can innately cast the following spells requiring no material or somatic components, which is on par with what I've seen in the game. It just it's this goose that just can wreak havoc on the world. It doesn't need any of your fancy components. So it can cast Arcane Lock, Shatter, Fear, Thunderous Smite, Wrathful Smite. And once per day, Divine Word, Ethereal Miss, Power Word Stun.
Okay, because stun is on the next line, I definitely, as I was reading, thought it was going to be power word kill. And I was like,
The
dang.
goose looks at you and says, huh, and you die.
And you die. Then it also has these abilities. Evasive. When the goose is subjected to an effect that allows it to make a dexterity saving throw, to take Whoa, okay.
Yeah, to take only half damage. Yeah.
Yeah, to take only half I just got caught up on myself there. There's just a lot of words. I don't like the words. Why doesn't the page just say honk? We would know what it meant.
Bean only speaks Infernal Goose, so she had a hard time with this
do.
common.
I have to have a Google Translate on me at all time. When the goose is subjected to an effect that allows it to make a dexterity throw to take only half damage, it instead takes no damage. It succeeds on the saving throw. I'm going to say no damage if it succeeds on the saving throw, and only half damage if it fails. So it's kind of like a rogue-ish ability there.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
mean, that is exactly a rogue ability.
well,
Yeah.
okay. Nimble Escape. The goose can take the disengage or hide action as bonus actions on each of its turns. So basically it's giving it minor rogue abilities in addition to the stuff it can do.
Yep.
Actions. Multi-attack. The goose uses its honk. Then it makes 3 attacks with its beak.
Jeez.
Beak.
Goodness.
Melee weapon attack plus 5 to hit. Reach 5 feet, 1 target. Hit 4. Piercing damage plus 10 or 3d6 psychic damage.
Oh my god.
That's the insult to injury part of it.
Yeah. And then honk. All creatures of the goose's choice within 120 feet that hear it must make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. On a fail, the creature is enraged, having disadvantage on attacks against any target other than the goose until the end of the goose's next turn.
It has a draw aggro ability.
I thought
It
that
does.
I thought that it would have frightful presence, where it's like when you see it, there's a chance you will have fear and run. Not the
Instead,
goose.
you don't run, you must try to kill it.
Kill it quick.
Probably dying in the process because it is so strong.
Yep.
This is very good.
But I love this. I almost do wish that there was an ability that it had this we were talking about, this terrorizing, infernal, fearful presence, but that it was hidden. That when you first see it, it does look like a normal goose, and it's only upon doing some kind of action, like a Lovecraftian reveal, where once you knew, that is when the horrifying, fiendish nature of it came to fruition. You know?
When it was revealed to you.
Yeah, somehow that when you figured it out, because otherwise it just seems like a normal goose, and that's when it's most dangerous, because you don't know, and everyone's like, watch out, and you're like, what, for what, and they're like, and you're just like, I don't know what you're talking about, you know? That's what I would like.
I would like it if almost the exact opposite. I would like it if it was a completely normal goose. It had the stats of a goose, no abilities, no extra HP, no attack, extra spells, nothing like that. But all it was that someone in your party, the goose can cast locate creature on that person with no distance limitation and just always know where they are.
It's like a revenant goose, kind of.
And it will just keep showing up. It only has 1 hit point. You can totally just kill it, but also, if you do, another goose just shows up. And It's nothing like demonic.
It's just it follows but geese.
It's just it follows but geese, where they just will show up eventually and just hassle you. They'll
They
just
won't kill
they
you.
won't kill you. They'll just kick over your pot. They'll just drag your staff out of your tent. Like they'll just be a jerk to you.
That's so good.
But you
Yeah.
can totally get
I
rid
mean,
of them,
what
but
if-
another one will show up.
I love
What if
that.
you did it like this, though? It had normal goose stats. I like it kind of having roguish abilities. I like that. But it has hit points and everything, but at the bottom it does say, the goose always knows where your party is and cannot die.
It cannot. Be
It just
killed.
cannot.
Yeah.
When it,
It
drops
just
to
can't.
0
Like-
hit points, it doesn't.
Like, it just sort of stays there, and, you know, maybe... But,
the,
like...
the ability says if the goose would drop to 0 hit points, it doesn't.
It just says
It does.
then, but no.
But
It
don't.
says no you, and then you die.
Oh, that was a goose.
You quacked.
I quacked.
Yeah, if it drops to 0 hit points, you instead drop to 0 hit points.
So
Jeez.
could we make a cape of goose lives where we put a cape on and it slowly makes us into a goose? And that's what it is, where the goose is seeking for someone else to curse with its goosehood, to bestow you will be the new goose.
The goose that won't stop following you is just an adventurer who befell the fate before, and they're trying to warn you.
Yeah.
Or they're trying to pass on the curse that they may be freed, that they may be allowed to die and shed their cursed form at last.
It is pretty good.
Oh
That's
boy.
pretty good. I will be curious. I would love to, after Onag and I play the game, maybe revisit this and see if in maybe like a little side quest we make our own version of the goose after
Sure.
we play the game.
Do it.
Sounds good.
You won't.
Do
You
it. You
won't.
won't.
You won't.
do it. Do it. I dare you. You
Well,
won't.
if that okay.
Got him.
Roasted.
Thanks for listening, travelers. We hope you enjoyed our discussion of the unnamed goose monster. How would you go about having the goose from Untitled Goose Game in your game? Comment below. Let us know your theories or ideas on how to make that an interesting character for your party to interact with. Do you lean the more Cthulhu, Lovecraftian monster, or do you lean more with just a goose that just keeps showing up? Let us know. Like and subscribe for more D&D homebrew discussion. And until next time, keep on adventuring.
That was my
Oh.
attempt at a honk.
We're leaving the honks in, folks.